Hi stock investors, JJ here, welcome back. Well, today I'm going to react to some Tesla videos about the Robotaxi delay. Is it actually a delay? And we've got Cathie Wood here talking about how it's a positive sign. Of course she says that, and another analyst talking about it as well. So let's get straight into it. Let's see what Cathie Wood's saying here about it.
Yeah, but 16% based on what Rebecca said, 16% of the flagship Ark Innovation is Tesla. I mean, are you looking to increase that weighting? Is there a maximum cap within the strategy for a single stock?
Now, normally, we will start taking profits well before 16%. But the reason
it's an active fund, they sell in and out. And I'd like to remind everybody here, she talks a big game, Cathie Wood, but look at it over the past 5 years. She talks in 5-year time horizons. Over the past 5 years, it's actually down minus 3.45%, while the S&P 500 sort of people who had invested in Ark over that time, it's up 86%, and that's even if you invested in it at $48 back then. But a lot of people invested around here when it was this bubble. It was a bubble. She denies it was a bubble, but I think it was anyway. I digress. Let's go back and see what Cathie's got to say about robotaxis in here. They've got a big target for robotaxis and for Tesla in general, but they do sell in and out. Why don't they just hold? If they've got such a massive target for Tesla, why don't they just hold it?
Reason we have let Tesla run, we've taken some profits, but let it run to a higher percentage than normal of the portfolio, is because that Tesla is about to give us a lot more information about the robotaxi opportunity. Now, originally, August 8th, so 8/8, and I know in China that's a very lucky number. And we thought that that's why Elon chose the date. At first it was August 8th. Today they pushed it to October. And that just tells me.
So she seems to be confirming that. I don't know if she's got inside information there. There's a Bloomberg article. Somebody said in the comments on this channel here, fake news. It hasn't been confirmed, but Elon hasn't denied it. Usually with these things, he just comes out and denies it. I haven't seen X today, but I haven't seen any news to say that he's denying that. He's just delaying it, but she's seeing it as a positive sign.
That we're probably getting closer to this taxi opportunity, not further away. He wants to show us something more, I think, awe-inspiring than we might have seen on August 8th, and he believes it's possible by October.
Okay. You have a 16%.
All right. So whether we believe that or not, I mean, she's going to talk it up. They're heavily invested. As I said, they haven't been doing so well out of it. And they've got this massive price target on it. So, well, it remains to be seen. We'll have to see what's happening within, I guess, October now, not August, I guess. Let's see. So another analyst here says robotaxis won't be ready for scale by until 2030. So let's see what their justification is. There's obviously different opinions on this.
Snapping its winning streak.
Tesla up today went down 8%, well over 8%, nearly 9% when the robotaxis were displayed, and now it's up today, bouncing back a little bit.
Shares are actually moving to the upside this morning. It's up over 2.5%, but this comes after Bloomberg did report that the company is delaying the unveiling of its robotaxi by 2 months. Now, this comes as the stock is coming off an 11-day rally that was sparked by better than expected delivery numbers for the second quarter. That jump initially wiping out the stock's losses for the year, then moving back into negative territory for 2024 after yesterday's losses, and now we are seeing the stock moving back to the up.
So yeah, it's gone up well over 50% just in the last month or so, or over a month now, I guess. But just year to date, it was positive, and so it's sort of flat for the year. And of course, since 2021, November 2021 was that peak of well over or just over $400, so it's well down from there.
Upside this morning. So for now, we are going to bring in Jessica Howe, Guggenheim Securities Director. This is Ron. Sorry about that, Ron, my read there. Director of Automotive Equity Research for more. Ron, thanks so much for joining.
It's some big glasses she's got there, the trend for big glasses. I like it.
Us here. So it's interesting to me, this reaction given what we know about the robo-taxis here. Is this the latest indication of the facts and fundamentals of Tesla not necessarily being the key driver of the stock?
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I would point out today specifically that the entire EV space is moving to the upside quite a bit. I think there's probably some either short covering or some squeeze dynamics going on today. But yeah, related to the Robotaxi event specifically, I think the issues yesterday and why it was such a pronounced decline for the stock was, I think it's important to think about the genesis of the Robotaxi event. It was during Tesla's significant downward move in the first quarter of this year when there was a report that they were delaying or canceling the next generation platform. And that same day was when the Robotaxi event was announced.
That's right. It was kind of off the cuff comment by Elon, I think, on X, and then they organized it after that. So this is big expectation that's been created since then. So they've really Elon's got to pull something out of the hat, pull a rabbit out of the hat, because there's so much expectation on this.
I think
not just over the last few years, since 10 years, almost a decade, he's been talking about the FSD and Robotaxi working.
Some investors, it has been viewed as a bit of a defensive or a massive pivot, at least for the company, away from affordable EV models in the future to Robotaxis. And to the extent that they lack some credibility there, which I think a delay at least leads people to believe, that is an issue for the stock. It was also just very overextended, I think, coming off the rally post deliveries and the energy deployments.
Ron, how confident?
The PE ratio definitely, even the forward PE ratio was really getting up there after that rally. So it really doesn't surprise me. Not investment advice at all. None of what you see here is just for general entertainment and general education purposes. You need to do your own work on any of these stocks. I'm not giving any stock tips, that's for sure.
How confident are you that we actually are going to see robo-taxis from Tesla one day?
One day is a very long timeline. So I would say I'm more confident than not in one day. I would say prior to 2030 at any scale, I think is very unlikely. I would expect testing to be done before 2030 to the extent they're serious about this as a project.
A lot of Tesla investors would disagree with that, and feel free to do that in the comments of what do you think about when they're going to get this at scale, on the road, at scale. Waymo's out there doing it. There are a number of robotaxis out there and geo-fenced areas with different equipment, of course. We all know the story there.
Which they certainly seem to be now. So I would say post-2030 is when this is a meaningful contributor to the business, and I would say even probably well into the 2030s before this is really at scale.
Tesla's 30-day volatility is really outpacing other car makers in the space. Does the volatility around Tesla make it a better play for day traders than investors?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we talk to a lot of day traders, so I don't have a ton of perspective on this, but I would say post the delivery and energy deployments number, there has been a consensus view in the market, both among, I would say, long only and long short investors, that this was a very difficult stock to be underweight or short into the Robotaxi event. You have summer trading dynamics, a heavy retail interest in this stock. So there were a lot of investors on the negative side that had stepped aside, both before deliveries and after deliveries.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I'm going to react to one more video here. It's a Tesla bonanza here after this Robotaxi. So we've got Gene Munster. He's definitely vocal. He's vocal on X about this. He thinks it's no big deal. Tesla breaks longest winning streak since mid-June, but Gene Munster's got some things to say about that. He's definitely a Tesla bull. He's keen on Robotaxis. Let's see. Bit of a longer video, this one. Stay with me. But if you're a Tesla fan or even a detractor, this is news about the Robotaxis.
Postponing its planned Robotaxi event, the delay which would push the reveal from next month to October, leaves the stock as one of the biggest losers in the S&P for the week, although it's still doing quite well for the month. Our next guest calls it a non-event, believing the EV maker stock is going to double. Joining us now.
Look at that, year to date they're only up 0.89 when they shot this.
Deepwater Asset Management, Gene Munster.
Gene,
why is it a non-event? I mean, if there's any history here, it's a history of delays and of unfulfilled promises when it comes to full self-driving.
The history is the reason why this is a non-event is that they occasionally postpone their actual events. Keep in mind, Elon kind of did this off the cuff, announced this event out of a reaction to a Reuters report about a discontinued low-end vehicle. And so
That's right.
I think that was hastily planned, but
hastily planned. Of course, that's an issue in itself. What do you think about this? That they were working on the Cybertruck. Elon really wanted to get this Cybertruck out there. It seems like from lots of reports that the people within the company would rather have done the $25,000 vehicle or thereabouts, aiming for that. BYD's doing that and doing very well. He wanted to do the Cybertruck, this iconic vehicle. Whether it's a success or not, it'll be interesting to see these earnings coming up very soon. What do you think about that? Should they have done that instead of the Cybertruck? They're doing that. Is it going to be popular? Is it going to be enough to move the needle for Tesla, or just Elon? Is it Elon, fancy that he really wanted to produce this sort of sci-fi type of looking vehicle? Sci-fi from the 80s, really, is what it kind of looks like. He's obviously a big fan growing up in that time of 80s sci-fi, I think.
They typically or sometimes delay these events, but they always, and I choose that word carefully, delay product announcement or product launches and the subsequent ramps. And if you look at that breadth, is eventually they will get acceleration from these products. As far as FSD, that undoubtedly is still this question that is begging, that's been delayed. Elon famously in 2017 said that FSD would be available by the end of the year. And at their first AI event, he talked about 1 million robotaxis in 9 months. So it's a non-event, David, because this is a very well-traveled road. And ultimately, the reason why the stock is rallying back here is investors are asking a simple question. Do they believe that transportation eventually is going to have an autonomy angle to it? And what is Tesla's position? And my view on that is absolutely, in the future, transportation will be autonomous. And I think Tesla has a pole position in terms of capturing that opportunity.
Okay, so we got his position there. A million robotaxis on the road there. I caught that. I mean, said that before. There was talk of by 2020 a million. I think Cathie Wood might have even said that. And so what do you think of this? Gene Munsters obviously think this is just routine. Obviously delays, that everything's delayed with Elon being too optimistic, trying to push. Or is it a smokescreen and he's lying? These are the two polar opposites. What do you think? Do let me know in the comments what you think about that. And also, if you don't know, over on the other channel, this is my main channel, really, The Art of Value. This is a new channel here for me. The Art of Value is the main one. Go and check that out if you are new, if you come here and don't know about that one. Otherwise, thanks for joining me here on screen. I'm going to put a link to the YouTube video that YouTube thinks that you should watch next based on the algorithm. It kind of knows pretty well, doesn't it? And also a subscribe link if you want to subscribe to this channel too, to follow along on this daily news and reaction. It's a reaction channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.